Okay, here we are in 2023. Here are 5 strategies that may not be as relevant moving forward in the home buying purchase that I want to fill you in on. Okay, number 1 is putting an offer on a home right away. So in the craziness of the past few years, we didn't have the option to just sit around and think about whether or not we should put an offer on a house, because if you did that, you were most certainly gonna lose out on the house because of the amount of multiple offers. Number 2 is going way over asking price. Now, in the past, we had to compete with multiple offers. So let's just say there's 5 offers on the table. It's almost like a game of blackjack. You have to assume that the dealer has 21. So you have to assume that all the other offers are at least the asking price. Nowadays, without multiple offers, you don't necessarily have to go above asking. Now, there are still some scenarios where multiple offers are happening on the homes that are priced accordingly and competitively. However, a majority of the time, you don't have to go way above asking. Now, with that said, we'll see what happens in 2023, but my prediction is that the multiple offer scenarios will still be present, just not as frequent as they once were in the past few years. Okay, number 3 is a scary one for me. It's the ability that you don't have to waive contingencies like you once did. It sounds insane, but there were a lot of people that were waiving contingencies like their inspection contingency or appraisal contingency in an effort to make their offer look more attractive to the seller. When you're competing with other offers, you gotta do whatever it takes to give you that slight edge above the other offers. Now, with the multiple offer scenario being less likely, you don't have to make those compromises. So getting an inspection contingency, having an appraisal contingency are fair game, and they're valid and always encouraged. Number 4 is not asking the seller for any seller concessions. And what I mean by that is, again, when you're in a multiple offer scenario, you don't want to do anything that's going to offset the seller's judgment when they're reviewing offers. So for example, I wouldn't ask the seller to pay $10,000 worth of closing costs if I know that there's other offers on the table that are not asking for those seller concessions. With the market cooling down and the demand less so, the ability for asking for seller concessions is fair game and completely on the table. In fact, prior to this craziness that we've experienced these last few years, it was common practice to ask for seller concessions, whether that be a rate buy down, whether that be for closing costs, etc. Okay, number 5 is relying completely on your pre-approved amount. Let's just say you're a buyer and the interest rate is 3% as it once was, and you're looking for a house. You got pre-approved for $350,000. Well, over time, as the interest rates rise, that offsets your debt to income ratio. Therefore, you might not be qualified to purchase house A at $350,000 with 3% interest to the same house at 6% interest. So a lot of people are getting offers accepted without checking with their lender prior to, and that higher interest rate and that higher payment offset what they can actually afford. So as the rates ticked up to their peak, they're slowly coming down, which just means that you're gonna have more buying power from when you were first quoted that rate, assuming they keep coming down. Now, if they go back up again, there is a chance that your affordability to purchase a home is not there. So just be very careful and check with your lender consistently, bi-monthly, just to give you a good perspective at where you're at in the current market conditions. Stay tuned for my next video where I'm gonna go over some other tips and tricks that we can utilize as a strategy going into the home buying process of 2023. Thanks for watching.